This is not a dream.
Oh dear. Every time, isn't it? Here we go. It wouldn't be the same, would it? Let's face it. Do you know, it's gone on for so long now, you know, where it's like kind of there's always something which like glitches out, just like kind of goes a bit tits up, if you like. That, you know, I sort of give up with it, really. I just like, it is what it is. You know, I was hoping for a bit of an intro. I was going to come on. I'll show you what I was going to do. Now, let me show you. Right, I was going to do this. Right. Welcome and thanks for stepping across the threshold with us tonight. You're not in a normal world anymore. You're in a shadow world, the place where logic collapses, and the things that go bump in the night are not only real, but they're looking back. I'm your host, and every time we go live, my aim is the same: to take you on a journey where absurdity becomes real, where guests talk candidly. We deal with the supernatural and we tackle the inexplicable, and we chase the ghosts and spirits, dogman, UFOs, and aliens that refuse to stop being seen. Tonight, our guest, Scott Wilson, the paranormal comedian. And of course, he's running late, so he's going to be a little while. But yeah, that's what I was going to do. But I've done it a bit later now. I hope it works. Anyway, I'm going to bring up our host as well, our co-host, Morticia. Hello. I mean,
the only statement
how are you? Oh, let's go.
The only statement that you've just made is like, absurdity is real. And I was like, absurdity is the name of our show. It's going to be from now on.
Yeah.
When the credits,
the
intro stopped, and I was like, any minute now I'll be on screen, and then you have to have your pre-screen face ready, and then it was going on and on and on, and I was like, this is like listening to Phil. This is this, but silence. It's stretching on into the distance.
Yeah, no, I like to keep you on your toes, you know. That's what I like to do. Sometimes I've got a habit of like not warning people when I'm going to put them on screen, or not warning them when
don't
I'm
do
going to
that a
ask a
lot.
question. And it catches them off guard, you know. So usually they're either picking their nose or
I
you know,
was going
doing
to say that's
something.
when you get the faces, isn't it? When
Yeah.
everyone's sitting there, sort of like looking around at the
Yeah.
ceiling, or sort of like,
Yeah. Anyway, you look very lovely tonight. Why? What's the occasion? What was it for?
I'm clubbing after this.
Who are you
I'm
clubbing?
going to the Midnight Masquerade at the Old Salutation in Nottingham. It's a gothy night, so I can't miss it. That's why I normally go out on a Saturday if I'm going to go out, but it's on a Friday, so because it takes me like 2 hours to get ready because my eyes start running. I paint myself with the mascara. I get lipstick smeared everywhere, so I thought I'll do it before I go, but I'm probably going to scare everybody now.
No, you look lovely. No, I hope you have a lovely time. Enjoy yourself.
Thank
Hope you have a lovely time.
I hope
You know,
to with my little glow sticks.
Yeah.
It's like you're never too old to party. It's like I'll be 50 this year, and I'm like, sod it, I'm going out.
You're never 50.
Yeah, unfortunately.
No way.
We're not. That's the first time that I'm ever going to mention that age. The only time.
You really do look. You look good. You look good for 50. You do look good for 50. I wouldn't have guessed that. I mean, you know, you don't look as good as me. I mean, I'm
Well,
only
no,
32.
clearly no one ever outshines you, do they?
No, exactly.
You know,
I mean,
try.
but yeah. So goth night, brilliant, excellent. I always thought you had a few loose bats in your belfry.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Goth's the best.
Let's see. Right, first thing that we've got, which is a total ball ache, is the Facebook feed I set up. I was gonna, because it's the 40th show, right? So I set up, I thought, I know what I do. Kate said you look lovely, Natalie.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's lovely, Kate. And I thought I'd set up for Facebook feed, you know, be nice. I'm doing
Yes.
X as well. If there's anyone on X wants to say hello, then jump on board and say hello, you know. Well, I haven't been sort of like done very much on X. I've got to do a few things on X, really. You know, I've got to do a few spaces. That's what I'd like to do. I'm going to try doing a few of those. But they're a different caliber on X. They're they're a different caliber. So. Yeah, they're kind of it's critique city.
Less professional, or
no, Spaces is different. Spaces is really weird. It's like it's basically like a you create a space and then anyone and everyone can jump on. Now there's no video, it's just all audio. So all you need is a microphone and you can just jump on. It's basically an online conversation with up to I think I saw one with Jason Sands, and it was like something in the region of coming up to 1,000 people on there. You know, 500 people easy.
What? And anyone can speak.
Yeah.
Anyone could speak. I would never follow that conversation. I have trouble just following you. Never mind it.
Well, a lot of people do. Yeah, a lot of people do that. They get quite confused, don't they? But
it's easy,
you know.
to do.
Yeah.
So it's just like
I'm not too sure, to be quite honest with you, Mosley, what I'm on about after time either.
No, I think you confuse yourself some days. So it's like a big phone-in radio show thing then, where everybody can speak.
It's kind of like that. But being the host, you can sort of nominate who people can ask to be a speaker or a listener. You can, if you want to be a listener, you can just be a listener, or you can be a speaker. So the host, they can then turn your microphone on. And then you can just like kind of chat, chat, and that's it. So X Spaces. It looks really cool. It sounds really cool. I've been on a few really good spaces, listening, but I haven't actually joined in yet, so I've got to do that. So if anyone's on X listening, I will be joining at some point. So.
Keith just put a comment saying, Natalie, you got your DMs on. Does he mean Doc Martens, or is there a problem with the audio or something? Because
it'll be DMs, I reckon.
Oh, my literal DM. No, I've got my Rocket Dogs, like my Convert black on. I won't be able to do it. I'll fall off the chair.
Right. All right,
Yeah,
it's
no,
getting
I've got my
comment.
Rocky Dogs on, so they're like Converse, so they're black and white ones, black and white trainers. Yeah, no, I haven't got my DMs anymore, I'm afraid. They've got too
Okay.
expensive now anyway. They're like £500 a pair.
No,
But,
they're not. No,
they
they're
are
not.
a decent pair. But
Roxy likes DMs. I usually get her DMs. I didn't this Christmas, but a lot of times I get her DMs. You know, when they bring specials out, they bring like pink ones out, they bring sparkly ones. And also, I'll tell you what, I did get her DMs which were printed with Van Gogh DMs. Yeah, it's like a Silent Night, you know. Is it no Starry Night? That's it. Yeah. No, I was just thinking a lot of, because I had a few messages earlier about Silent Night. You know, have you thought about doing a Silent Night show, Phil?
What,
You
well,
know,
we just
people
had you
think they're
on
so
mute all
funny,
day.
don't they? They honestly do think they're so funny. Yeah, have you thought about doing a silent show, Phil? No.
I'll start a petition tomorrow for that. I'm mindful already. There's one petition already. We could just have you on in the background on mute while we just talk.
We don't want to hear him. We don't want to hear him. Yeah. Right, on chats we've got Dawn Sasquatch Sister. Hello, thank you for moderating. You're okay, Dawn? Got Dragonborn. Hello, Dragonborn. Thank you for joining. Although you did say earlier you're gonna running a bit late, so that's fine. Of course, Roxy, thank you for being admin. Kate, bless you, Kate. Lovely, Kate. Is on. Thank you for moderating, Kate. I appreciate that. Let's have a look. See, Nick Berry. Hello, thank you. I think you're joining. Let's have a look. Cool. Who's that? Sounds a bit weird, that one. Right. Okay. Hello, Keith.
See, he didn't say hi, Keith? Then he said hi. He said hi, goldfish. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. Right.
In fact, actually, has he said hello to everybody bar you, or did he say hello to you earlier?
No, Dragonborn says, shut up, you Wally. Laugh out loud. You sound more barking than you usually do. Laugh out loud.
That's a new low, isn't it?
Yeah. Obviously, yeah. Dragonborn, Bernard Manning school attacked. Thank you for that. I prefer people to be straightforward and just come out with it. You know, I do. I won't be putting up your messages tonight. Right. Let's have a look. Yeah, we got Drew Hollings. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate that. Nick said hi, Roxy. Oh, that's very lovely.
It's remembered.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Let's have a look. Oh,
what's that? 10 minutes into 15 minutes
Keith,
into
we are old. Laugh out loud. Phil, we have a no, Keith. No, you might be. I'm not. You know, I'm quite. I mean, look at me. But yeah.
For an 85-year-old, doesn't he?
Let's have a look. Okay, right. We got mentally ill stream. Well, yeah, there is that. There is that. You could say that. Yeah.
Welcome to the asylum.
Very succinct to the point. Why not?
Our podcasts give a voice to the masses, don't they? It doesn't mean to say we're well adjusted.
No one said this was going to make any sense. No,
well, we never promised to make sense, do we?
We don't promise anything like that. No. Dragonborn said, Natalie, wait till you reach nearly 70 like me this year.
Oh, blimey. I bet you're out partying too, aren't you?
Yeah. I think
the advantage to goth music is you just wave your hands around, so there's no effort involved. So you can be like, you know, as old as you want and still go. As long as you can get the eyeliner on without stabbing yourself in the eye.
Yeah. Do you know how to do the Wednesday dance? Can you do it?
I've never watched it actually, because I don't have Netflix, so I don't actually know what the Wednesday dance is.
You got YouTube. The Wednesday dances on YouTube.
Is it? Okay.
Well, it's going to be in that. Yeah, it's viral. You know, it's a bit like this show, viral, but for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, the wrong kind of viral.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Right. Okay. So, yep. I'm going to go through the comments as I go through them as the evening progresses. We have got Scott on, but Scott's coming up in a little while. He's running a bit late. Last time I tried dancing, I smacked someone with my crutch on.
You know, me and my friend were saying that because one of my friends that I'm meeting later, she's a cyber goth, but she's like well over 6 foot, and she's also dyspraxic, which means her coordination's off, and she's got these massive fans, and every week she's like, oh yeah, I just nearly took someone's eye out, oh I just nearly strangled myself with the fans with the twiddly bits on the end. And I said, well, I nearly sort of shoved a glow stick up someone's nose by accident.
Yeah.
So yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine with the crutches. That's half of the core. Is that
Remember,
the dance?
you got to do that. You got to do that.
Yeah,
A lot of that.
that's the goth dance, isn't it? Clear the cobwebs, shift the, you know, pet the wolf. You know, I can't remember what the other one. Chase the bats away. You know.
Yeah. What did the blokes do?
Similar things in a way, actually. That's why I like the goth scene. It's very individualistic. So it's like everyone's got their own style. And because goth music's fairly easy to dance to anyway, they don't stand there doing what guys do and normally just shuffling their feet around. They do actually dance, and everyone's got a slightly different way of dancing. So it's actually quite fascinating if you like people watching as well. So I quite like looking at the way everybody's dressed up and the way they all dance. They're all very individual. It's a very individualistic scene, believe it or not. But yeah. So you know, the guys probably do something similar. I'll have a look tonight and let you know, because I'm usually too busy dancing to notice.
Yeah, no, don't do that. Yeah, you know, take a video or something.
Take a video of me and my friend knocking people out with our glow sticks by accident.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be all right. Right, yeah, that's good. Well, I think it's I've been thinking about doing adverts, you know. If I ever get anyone watching this, I've been thinking about doing adverts, you know, and because I got a new t-shirt, everybody. My t-shirts have arrived. Look here. Look, you can see. Let's see if I can put myself up for. Yeah, there you go. Let's take Natalie off, because this is important. Right, so yeah, see. Goldfish Paranormal and the Dogman, here. So I've got these ones in the shop, and I don't know about you, but you know, sometimes when you go to you know, weddings or funerals, I often feel a bit kind of like not center stage. So you know, I really do recommend something like this, really. You know, that's quite nice. Wedding, funeral, you know, to wear, you know, definitely takes people's mind off things, you know. So yeah, you can see they're watching us. New in the shop, designed by Roxy and bespoke. Won't get them anywhere else except maybe in a local charity shop in the next 3 months. But yeah, definitely recommend from the shop. You'll see it on my bio. Oh, hang on, we got. Oh, let's get this. Let's get that. There you go. Right. Oh, we've got our guest. I'm going to get him up. All right. Well, I'll rephrase that. I'm going to bring him onto the screen.
Yeah, no, don't start us off on the downward slope already.
Oh man! Hello.
Hello, Scott. How are you?
Good, Phil. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good. Yeah, have you seen my t-shirt?
Dude, I love that.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that.
Yeah, if you're very lucky, I'll give you a discount.
I do.
Don't ask me what kind of discount.
Look, check this out. I was telling the people, the lovely people at home, like weddings, funerals, to take your mind off it, because I often feel a bit upstaged, you know. People like taking the limelight. And I like wear that. Just wear that.
Dude, I love that. Oh my god.
Yeah.
There should be a little leprechaun that looks like me. I'm just saying.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know. I have heard you are. How can I say it? Gravitationally challenged, Scott.
I extremely am. Yeah, you know.
I'm only 5'6" and 3/4.
Oh, that must be nice. Just rub it in. Just
Yeah,
rub it
yeah,
in.
yeah.
It's okay.
I'm
Yeah,
nearly
it's
5'8", so I'm taller than all of you. Haha.
Oh, blimey.
Hi, Sasquatch sister. How you doing? Yeah, I'm extremely vertically challenged. I'm not
'cause-
quite little people there, but as I get older, who knows, maybe a year or two, I could qualify, and
Yeah.
I hope so. That would be awesome. Then I could get into little people wrestling, maybe become a champion or something. You know,
Yeah, you could get in through the dog flap.
dude. If I had a dog flap, my wife won't put one in. She won't let me back in the house. I'm just saying.
You'd have to be careful if you're going in and out of the dog flap. She might put a shock collar on you as well.
Oh, don't threaten me with a good time. Oh.
Yeah, I've often been called like like a hobbit because I've got flat feet. When I go walking, because of my like kind of fallen arches, my feet go 10 to 2.
Okay.
You know, so they're like kind of, you're not never too sure which direction I'm going to be going in. You know,
Hey, I get a leopard.
yeah,
So.
it's awful. It's you know, it's just I mean, God didn't smile at me physically. You know, there's a lot wrong with me. I don't look as perfect as I do on here. You know,
Right.
That's the filters, isn't it?
That's
It's
why I
filters.
like my chair,
It
because
is.
I can move it up, and I guess I didn't help really a whole lot.
I was gonna say.
No, you're fine. You're
Wait,
fine.
it is all the way up. That's horrible.
I've got my chair on maximum and I'm still below the top.
I'm trying here. It's not working. I was gonna raise it up. It's all the way up. That's absolutely depressing.
Yeah.
It's like a booster seat on the booster seat.
Well, you know, coffee does stunt your growth, so I'm gonna blame it on coffee.
Yeah, no, definitely, yeah. What was it? I said yesterday that you were 99% coffee, but you reckoned you were
Yeah, I'm more like
that much coffee.
No, I'm more like maybe 96% coffee and like 3% Monster and 1% Diet Coke.
Just stick the Diet Coke on the end for a bit.
You know, people's like, aren't you going to drink water? Well, everything that I drink has water in it, so technically that does count, right? Like,
oh yeah, this is true. Yeah, it is. There's a lot of water in around the coffee.
There's just caffeine and stuff. Yeah, it's filtered water through coffee beans. That's good for you. You know?
Yeah. I saw Scott your live yesterday. And then, that was a disaster, man. I'll tell you what, when you guys were talking, when you guys were talking, I knew that something's going to happen. They were going to cut it. I knew it because what you were talking about. But people watching, Scott was in a really great conversation, but it sort of meandered like this show. It kind of meandered off from originally talking about Philadelphia experiment. And then it sort of meandered off down a trail, which was a very dark, steep trail that led to a sort of Facebook cutting it off because it sort of went on to more medical side of things. And and that was I just knew it.
Like, you're not doing this again. Thankfully, YouTube's not like that, but unfortunately, you know, not. And I always tell people, follow us on YouTube. So that happens, because it is Facebook. If that happens, you can still watch. I
didn't realize they did that because I just thought my internet connection had dropped out. And then when you said, "Oh, I think we've been censored," I was like, "Really?" I didn't. I suppose like it's quite scary to think because it used to be you posted stuff and then it got taken down, whereas now it's like real time censoring.
It's real time censory right off. You know.
Do
you know what? They're even with YouTube, they're hot. They're too hot to trot. As soon as you mention, you know, the big thing that happened in 2019, 2020.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. The C word. Okay,
Yep.
you start going on and mentioning about the C word, and even YouTube will go, no, we're not having that. So, there's certain things you just can't sort
You
of,
can't talk about,
yeah, which is a bit odd, really, because it's sort of something that everybody's lived through. It's part of our sort of society, as it were. Now it's something which kind of like we experience, and you'd think we'd have free reign to talk about it, but no. The powers that be go, no,
they're like, no, you cannot talk about that. And it's weird to still have to deal with the censorship from everything.
The thing is, as well, is it's random on each channel.
Yeah,
it's random what they're censoring, and it's like some of the things that are like nuts.
Yeah,
because you can't say one word, but you can say another word instead, and that's okay. And you can talk about serial killers as long as you don't mention certain words, which are everyday words as well. And it's just like it makes my head hurt because I don't know what.
And being part of the podcast, the Paranormal Jackazz, AZZ, Facebook and YouTube, we get it a lot. Like I don't know how many times. Well, thank you.
Carry on, Scott. No, Scott.
I just got home from work, so I'll take that.
No, that's all right.
Yeah, I know I'm hot.
No, that's fine. No, I get it. No, I get it, Scott. It's like sort of I've had time to repair. I mean, my production costs, I've put in 4 new batteries for the backlights down here for you. All right. For my production costs.
Dude, that looks, your background is absolutely
4 batteries. I don't normally do that for guests, but for you, Scott, I did it. Brand new, they are. They are, yeah. I can see you went to town on your production costs with your back sheet.
Well, hey. That's why I keep
telling you. Yeah.
I need a bigger backdrop.
Yeah.
So,
it's what it is, isn't it? That's what I like about what we do. I like it because it's it really is a cottage industry. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of, and sometimes when I go perusing the channels and you get so much more information than you would on mainstream media.
Yes.
You get all the dirty little nitty gritty sort of grimy little news bits, which you otherwise wouldn't get, so I like it, grimier the better for me. You're right there with me, aren't you, Scott? You're right there with me. I know you are.
I was saying that's what the backdrops are, isn't it? Is to hide all the lack of cleaning.
Hey, this cost me like $10.
Bits.
Crystal Kohler made this for me.
Did she? She's very talented with her crafting, though, isn't she?
Extremely talented. So, unfortunately, I don't have a nice, like rack back here. This is an old clothes hanger rack, completely metal, so it's not that high, which is odd because I'm short, and if I can hit my head, there's problems. There really is. I mean, who the heck makes something that low? Like, who are you making this for? Hobbit?
They miscalculated your height when they were thinking about it, weren't they? They were like, he's short, but perhaps not that short.
Yeah. So now it's time to get a new one, so where I can raise it and people can,
Right, now I'm going to put up for people at home Scott's QR code I generated. This is for his YouTube. So if you're watching this on the computer or you're watching back to it, all you got to do is like go with your camera on a QR code, the usual thing, okay, and it will just take you straight to his YouTube channel. It's right up there. And also I have done on his Facebook, and I do recommend this as well.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Okay, there we go. That's a QR straight to his Facebook. So people, and I'll show this again a little later on in the show. I'll be popping them up. If you'd like to see Natalie's is here for anyone that wants to have a little look. That's straight to her Goldfish Paranormal Facebook as well.
And she's an amazing artist as well, y'all. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
She really is.
I did one cartoon sketch of the 13th dimension. Like, what was it? Was it in lockdown? I think, yeah, because that's when I started listening to you. And I sent it to them and said, oh, thanks so much, you guys. And everyone, even now, is still thanking me for it. And it was like,
dude, it is such an amazing thing. Like, really, it is literally, your picture's just right over there.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I did you a picture as well, didn't I?
You did me a personal picture. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, I drew a paranormal Jackazz picture for Scott because I've done the 13th dimension one, and then when he started his own podcast as well, I did another little cartoon.
Oh, that's cool.
I sent it to him. I forgot I sent that to him. Yeah, and they still mention it now, which is really sweet. It's like nearly every show. It's like, hi, Nat, we've still got your picture.
Oh, it is up. Never mind, it's upstairs.
Oh, it's upstairs.
I mean, I could run up and get it, but you guys don't want to worry about that. You want to talk about me.
I can always find. I've probably got a copy of the picture somewhere. I can always post it on my page if you can't find it.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Just send when you get a chance. Send it to us, and I'll pop it up. Okay, send it to us on Messenger, and I'll pop it up on here. For people that are wondering, I have got.
I found it.
Oh, hang on.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I found it. This is absolutely amazing drawing. Let's see if I can do it. That Natalie did for me for my paranormal Jackazz.
Oh, that is so cool.
It's got the
Yeah,
chilies in
that
there
is
as
cool,
well because
yeah.
he likes eating the hot chilies, you see. So I put little chilies around it too.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. That is probably just one of the best things, you know, for somebody to take the time out of their day to draw something that you love to do and send it to you. I mean, that's just beyond amazing. It really is, you know, because I'm just me, you know, I'm Scott, you know, I don't see myself as anybody special or anything like that. But I mean, with Natalie, I mean, that's just, you know, she talks about what I may mean to her, but she doesn't realize how much she means to me. And it's more than what she thinks. So.
Oh, thanks, Scott.
Oh, that's lovely.
Thank you.
Well, she's been on this, I want to say she's been on this journey with me since 13th Dimension and starting my own podcast. So that means she's always supported me. So that means more than anything to me.
No, I've always tried my best to stay awake.
There's no trying. I know, right? That's 6 hour difference. So I apologize to you guys for 6 hours. So I get a glare. So how's my hair look? Oh yeah, you can definitely tell. Look at that. Look at that. Oh yeah, you like that? That's sexy.
See, we've all got the best hairstyle.
You have amazing hair. Gorilla. Can I say that? Oops.
Cruella. It's not the first time I've been called that, to be fair. One of the kids, where one of my jobs was like, you look like Cruella. And I was like, oh, great, thanks. And the mum was like, oh, no, don't worry about it. They think of it in a good way because the new Cruella film, she's not like as bad as everyone thinks she is. And it's actually a compliment. And I was like, okay, I'll take it as a compliment then.
Hey, Things Niederland is in here. Nice.
Oh, hello.
A couple of my other favorite people. So
yeah, you should. Oh, actually, I forgot to ask you. I don't suppose you've got it, have you? Mary was telling us the story yesterday of your DIY Halloween makeup and the picture.
Oh yeah, you know,
if you've got it, I forgot to ask you to send it to Phil.
You know, sometimes there's just some things you should not do, and I will see if I can find it real fast. But do you guys remember during Halloween zipper faces? They had the zippers and come down the middle. Have you? I did. I tried to do that. I tried to do that one year. That was an extremely bad idea, especially when you go too heavy on the makeup, and then you put blood right here.
So it's like a half open zipper, wasn't it? I think if I remember rightly.
Right.
It went
It's
down.
supposed- yeah.
It was like that across the face. It was supposed to be.
I must say it turned out horribly wrong. I can't probably say what it turned out to look like on the show, but let's just say it involves a certain anatomy of a woman and a certain time of the month. We'll just say it like that. That's what that's what I ended up looking like. Yeah, dude, it was horrible. And I'm like, wow.
Did you answer? Did you get any trick or treaters come to the door?
No, I actually did this for a Halloween party, and now I was really disappointed because nobody really said anything.
Oh,
You know,
really?
hey, you look like a bloody thing. No, they're like, what are you? And I'm like, zipper face. And they're like, oh, okay.
Perhaps they're all being a bit too polite.
I'm like,
Yeah.
there it is.
I would have said something. I would have gone, God. Here comes badge face.
Just so you know, Phil, I just sent you that picture. And Natalie, I would be more than happy to send it to you.
Oh, thank you. You can blame Mary for this one, Phil. Okay.
Yeah, thanks, Mary.
I'm not sure if you,
I'm not
sure if you want it, do you?
Once you've seen it, you'll never unsee it.
Let me see if I can get this. Okay.
Yeah. We've all been traumatized by it. I think
Oh,
you
you're
should
going
have
to be.
Hold on, let me get your screen.
Okay. So that's supposed to be the zipper, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I think the zipper was supposed to go up and not down. So yeah, you know,
that's class. I like that.
There's just some things you don't do, and when you're a horrible, makeup artist,
in makeup, in special effects.
I mean, it was such a great time. What can I say? More like clutter face. You're not wrong.
You do get to wear makeup
Dragon
now,
Ball said,
though,
that's amazing, Natalie. You're talented.
Oh, thank you.
On your Ready Steady Retro. Oh, hello, Ready Steady Retro says, love the juicy crevices of YouTube. Yes,
and after that conversation, the timing of that one.
yes, we love the juicy crevices. Just catching up with the comments. Things Netherlands.
That's Mary.
Real Natalie.
Ready Steady
hello.
Retro. You nailed it. You nailed it. I'm just saying.
Yeah. And Scott, heart from Things Netherlands.
Oh. See, Mary's a bit of a goth as well from Things Netherlands. It's not just me.
Nope, you both are. I mean, you're every American guy's dream. I mean, 2 European goth women. I mean, you got the steampunk. You got the steampunk going on. So you know,
the chains, the whips.
No, I didn't say anything about those. Listen, I'm a little guy. I'm fragile. I get hurt easy. You know, I'm just saying.
Oh, good. Yeah, Ready Steady Retro has actually said it for us. Yeah.
Hit the head on the nail. See, and that's
for sure. Yeah.
See, I can't say that. You can say it, but I can't say that.
No, we can't say that. But
no,
you really made a deposit in that one.
That's a good thing I didn't have any white paint. I'm just saying.
That's what you needed. Splatter. Yeah.
A little bit of splatter on you. That'd have been all right.
You would have looked like a.
That's gonna be my next. This is gonna be my next Halloween costume. I'm either gonna dress. I'm gonna dress up as an Ewok. Zipper face. I will have the avenue covered for everything. I'm just saying.
You would have had the whole shebang, the whole Bukaki.
Dress up as a mini Chewbacca and put it on.
Splatterfest.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
That's a new idea.
I'd buy that for $1.
You could
Yeah,
walk around with a
brilliant.
little razor as well, you know. It's like
I think I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Yeah.
Just do it.
Just
Yeah,
gonna
it's
do it.
Halloween. Just do it. Yeah.
you do
Yeah, I
have to
would.
wear makeup for because you do sometimes you do the haunted house acting thing,
I
don't
do.
you? You have
But-
to, I take it you don't do your own makeup for that.
No, did you see how I do my makeup? That's probably a bad idea. Yeah, no.
Yeah, Scott does the horror because it's quite a lot bigger in America than here, although it's getting bigger. Is the horror
Yeah.
houses, and when you have the horror actors in the scare houses.
Yep.
So Scott does that every. You didn't do it this year, did you?
I did not do it this year.
Yeah.
I had some things I had to deal with myself, but I do plan on being back next year. But it's hard, you know. I'd love it, but being the oldest one that actually acted inside, that takes a wear and tear on your body, you know.
Really?
It does. And a lot of times those places stay open pretty late, like 2 a.m. So for me, that's hard, especially like Friday nights, because I work till 3. Get over there by 4, getting your makeup, getting your costume. So that way by 6, 7 o'clock, you're ready to roll. That's an extremely long day, like a 14-hour day. But I tell you what, there is no better feeling than seeing some big guy come around the corner trying to be all big and bad and get the highest pitch scream like a little terrified girl. That is the best thing in the world. I'm just saying. Because
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
I'm tiny, so I can crawl, and I can crawl good on the ground. So I'm a crawler, and yeah, I'll come out of the smallest corner, and you won't even know it. So,
So I suppose they build in little crevices for you to sort of like.
well, they don't have to. I just fit in there.
You just fit
You know,
in.
I just find it.
Do you, Scott? Do you theme it? Do you like kind of theme the house? Do you have like lights flashing and do you have like a sensor when they come in and lights start flashing and flickering?
So I was actually in a hallway, you know, and surrounded by walls, and there was red lights all around me. So that intensifies it. You know, I didn't need strobes or anything. So, but the difference from then and now is I had long hair back then, you know. So I really played to that. You know, I look like an old grandma man, but have my hair down over my makeup and come around the corner, and that just intensified the scare, you know.
Yeah.
Really
Did you look like Cousin It?
I did, but Cousin It was a little bit better looking. So, but yeah, you know, absolutely. So, and that was that stuff is fun, you know. I grew up like that, you know.
Yeah, I'd find that fun. I find that fun. Do you know? I always seem to get my laughs at other people's misfortune. I don't know why.
Because it didn't happen to us.
Yeah, I think so. As long as it doesn't happen to us, then it's all cool. You know, it's all cool.
My buddy walked out to my Jeep yesterday and fell down, and I laughed.
Yeah.
No.
I can see that. I'm with you 100%. I'm with you. You know, I love things like that. I think it's great. As long as it isn't me.
As long as you didn't get hurt really bad, I'm good with it.
Yeah.
I mean, if he would have got hurt really bad, I still would have laughed, but I would have helped him up.
Yeah, I would have. Yeah, I would have kind of like sniggered rather than laughed. I would have given it a snigger. If it was they really hurt themselves, I would have sniggered.
Yeah, I think it was really hurt. I would have been like,
I wouldn't have made it sort of the belly laugh, make it too obvious, you know, haha, you've been run over. But I would just like give a little snigger, you know.
Right. Yeah. Me too. I mean, my buddy Joe, he's bull-legged, so it's kind of crooked. So I made sure to let him know that he, in fact, was still bull-legged and it didn't straighten out. So, you know, because he's my buddy and I just wanted to help him out and let him know that it was still crooked.
Yeah. No, do you know, Scott? I like the cut of your jib already, mate.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like the
Thank
cut
you.
of your jib, definitely. What were you here for anyway? Oh yeah, we're here for an interview, aren't we? Sort of thing. Find out a little bit about you.
Oh, you sure you want to do that?
I was
I'd
going
love
to
to.
say.
Well, now I don't know really. Yeah, got a point actually. So, like, Natalie knows you. I don't know you, so I'm a good one to sort of bounce stuff off you from the point of view of like, you know, what are you about? How did you get into this? What's your history? You know, I mean, just briefly. I know you were in the services, weren't you? You're in the army.
I spent 8 years in the Army from 1998 to 2006.
Okay. Right. I'm not going to ask you the obvious question because, you know, the obvious question is, did you see anything in the army which was remotely strange or supernatural, paranormal?
I did not, surprisingly. I spent 45 days down in Mississippi for Hurricane Katrina. So, of course, you know, a lot of death was there. And I think just being in that situation, I think you concentrate more on your mission, especially being humanitarian. So it was really odd because being in military, for me, I didn't even think about it and stuff like that. But being in the military also, you become more in tune with your senses. So once I got into paranormal, I think that really helped out with a lot of things because
Mm.
I pay extremely more attention to certain things.
Mm. Do you find did you find that with the army? I always equate the army, being in the army, a little bit like being an actor, because you're told where to go, you're told what to do,
Yep.
you're told you know where you're meant to be. You're told what you can see, what you can't see. You're told what to eat. You're told, you know, you're basically governed. Your whole, pretty much your life, your identity is non-existent. Your
Right.
own individual identity. They don't want that because
Right.
it's not part of what the system is. Same with actors as well. They'll kind of like with actors, you know, so they'll tell you to play a part, and they'll put you in a scene.
Right.
And once you put in a scene, you play your part or you play it out, and especially with reality TV, it's much
Yeah.
the same. It's like kind of like
Yep.
you play your part and then you sort of go, you piss off, and that's it, you know.
Right.
Well, I wanted to ask you, just I know it's a bit of a segue to this, but everyone's kind of, you know, talking about disclosure and about UFO and aliens and stuff like that, you know, and the Spielberg film coming out soon, you know, Day of Disclosure and stuff.
Mhm.
Do you believe that with the services that they would know or do know? Do you think that they would be allowed to even come out with any information?
I
You know,
think, as far as the military goes, there's a lot of discretion that would have to be put on anything um, from another world, an oddly planet, you may say. Now, as that would probably come down from the higher ups, you know, trickling all the way down. But once you get out, you know, because a lot of times being in the military, there's things you can talk about, there's things you can't. It's like an NDA, non-disclosure, you know. But there are a lot of veterans coming out now, especially guys who were in the Navy, flew jets. A lot of them are coming out now, talking about seeing UFOs, or what they call them, UAPs or whatever. Unidentified aerial phenomenon, I think is what they call them. So, I mean, being in is one thing, but once you get out, like it's coming out more and more that there are things out there other than us. And I'm glad. I hate to say it, I am. Because
mm. when you were in there though, were you ever in your training? Was it ever mentioned to you about what to do and who to report to if you ever see anything which was technology or even from the point of view, were you in artillery? Were you in artillery or were you infantry?
I was infantry.
Okay, right. Okay. So were you ever briefed on any weaponry that you can't talk about, you shouldn't, if you do see this or the enemy using this or they're using this type of stuff? Were you ever briefed about not to talk about it?
If we ever came across something that we don't know about, of course you follow chain of command, and then chain of command tells you what you can and can't do. A lot of times, when you're doing training for certain situations like clearing buildings and dealing even with rioting, there's things you can and can't say. The lower rank you are, the less knowledge you're going to have about stuff. And that's just the way it is, because they call us Joes. They don't trust Joe to talk to the media or civilians. So you would report whatever it is to your higher command, and they pass it on up, and then they deal with the rest of it. It's kind of like, I wipe my hands clean of it. I don't know what you're talking about. But if and in that situation, they're going to tell you, you didn't see anything and you can't say nothing. And you're going to sign this non-disclosure agreement, which I found odd, because being military, had I seen something like that? No. Would I love to? Oh, absolutely. Because I would talk about it. Absolutely, 100%. You told me in advance. I don't care.
Yeah. And when you were recruited, did you ever have to? Was there ever an instance where you or one of your colleagues had to sign an NDA?
I never had to, just because for me, the military was kind of boring at the time. But to my knowledge, I think my co-host Tim Kohler from the Paranormal Jackazz, I believe he has.
Okay. All right. Scott, what do you think, as we're on the subject, what do you think to UFOs and UAPs? Have you ever seen any?
I have. It was the summer of 1986, Monroeville, Indiana.
Ooh.
Me and my cousins and my sister were all outside playing. It was summer. My mom and dad and my aunt Joyce and Uncle Ron was in the house. They were all playing cards. And I remember we were just outside, and this big old ship, and it wasn't like a round saucer. I'm going to tell you that. It was not like that at all. Came over the top of us, stopped, and it hovered. And it was low enough. Okay, we're, 10, 6, 7, 10 in the ages, and we're trying to throw rocks and hit this thing. And I very, very clearly remember it. And it just hovered there. And we're like, what in the world? And then it just slowly started moving off to the distance. And then it just like lowered behind all these woods. And us kids ran in. And I remember just telling Mom and all them. And of course, back then, just like now, I mean, it's more acceptable now, but back then, parents didn't believe. Nah, you guys are crazy. You don't know. It was just a plane or whatever. But to remember something like that long ago, it was just, I would say it was more of elongated.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, it wasn't round. It was more elongated. So, and a little bit more flat. I want to say something like that. And like I said, you can ask any of my cousins that were there, Paul, my sister, Missy, Travis, my cousin Farah. they would 100% collaborate. I don't know Travis would because he's kind of, but yeah, that's something I'll never forget as long.
Did it make you feel nervous seeing it then? Because if you're trying to throw sticks and rocks at it,
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I mean,
what would you have done if it had
it was scary, when you're that young to see something like that, just to stop. Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah. If I put it to you this way, if I was in diapers, it would have been soiled. I'm just saying.
But you still try to throw your sticks and rocks at it.
We did, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, because I mean, what else?
What else?
I mean,
that's such a boy thing to do, isn't it? It's like, oh no, that's a big scary thing in the sky. Let's see if we can hit it with a rock.
Hit it. You ain't wrong, because we live out in kind of the country, so
that's when the window breaks and you're like, uh-oh.
Yeah, you went, oh, what? Oh man. And that's, I live out in the country now, so I love it out here because I'm always watching.
Is there go on, sorry, Natalie.
Sorry, I was going to say, are there a lot of UAP sightings in Indiana? I know there's a lot of cryptid sightings, but I don't know much about the UFO.
I don't think there's as many UAP sightings as cryptids because you don't hear about them that often. You really don't. Most people, at least in this area, it's all about more of just paranormal. You'll hear that. There is a UAP. There is a group around here that gets together, especially during summer, and they will go to different places and look for UAPs and stuff. I know some of the people there, and they're absolutely amazing. So it's pretty interesting, actually. And they have a meeting once a month.
Oh. So it's often enough to be with them to go looking for one.
Right.
Yeah. Because, I mean, I don't want to see one, but we don't. I've not seen one, to be fair. I don't know if I want to be honest. But around here, it doesn't seem to be a little bit over county. I think there's a few more sightings, but it's like everybody else seems to have seen one somewhere. But usually when they're younger as well, actually, it seems to be quite common when you're kids to see them, which is strange.
It's I think it's one of these things where if you're involved or experienced the paranormal, then 9 times out of 10 you will also experience some form of UAP or what's the word? An interdimensional, which looks like an alien.
An interdimensional encounter.
Yeah, you'll mention that. That you'll see that. I believe it all has the same origin. Personally, but it's like the film Spielberg's film. I don't think, and I'm just guessing here, but I don't think we'll see an alien in it. We'll see a ship, but I don't think you'll actually see an alien in that film.
It's that's almost like the opposite of Signs, the M. Night Shyamalan movie. You really didn't necessarily see the ship. You got a close up view real quick of the aliens. So
yeah. You'll see a ship, but I don't think you'll see an actual alien in it. But that's
the glare of my glasses driving me crazy. So
yeah,
can't see my beautiful face.
But that's just a prediction. That's just a prediction of mine. But what I was going to ask was, most people start off really young when they experience paranormal. How old were you when you started experiencing something that you couldn't really quite understand or get to grips with, Scott?
How old was I? I had to have been 7 years old. Of course, I really didn't understand. So that would have been 1980 something. Anyways, we lived in a town called Warren, Indiana. Oh God.
Yeah. No, we want to get you. we want to get your complexion up,
Oh,
you
I
know.
appreciate that. Thanks for making me look real good.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
We lived in a town called Warren, Indiana.
It's for
out on
dramatic effect.
close to 218.
Yep.
And we lived in, I believe it was like just a 2-bedroom house, single story. And my sister Missy and I shared a room. But I was a little pansy, so most of the time I would sleep in her bed because, I was 7, I think she was 10. And I remember one night our bed started shaking. And we jumped up, we ran into mom and dad's room, telling them that this was happening. They're like, no, nothing's happening. And we went back to bed, shook again, ran back in, and they're like, no, you need to go to bed. You go to sleep. And yeah, it happened twice that night, but I don't recall it happening ever again. And what's odd is people are like, well, maybe it was an earthquake. Okay, I live in Indiana. We don't have a lot of earthquakes. Do we have small tremors? Yeah, every now and again, but nothing normal to where a bed is going to shake. But what was odd was my parents' bed didn't shake. Otherwise, they would have ran in. Of course, it probably would have woke them up and ran in. So, but I recall it never happened. That's why we ended up running into mom and dad's room. And that was probably the oddest thing. And that was the first time that something like that happened, that I recall paranormal. Because, being older, growing up, you didn't talk about stuff like they do now. It wasn't as acceptable, So
Was it a religious family? Did you grow up in a religious family?
No. Yeah, yes and no. So my grandfather was a Southern Baptist preacher. So every now and again we would go to church with him. But most of the time, no. We weren't that religious, so.
Okay.
And my mom and dad were in the 30s at the time, I do believe. So.
Right. Whose house was it again? Sorry, your mum and dad's house, or?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yep. Thank you. Okay. Okay. When you say it was shaking, was it so violent you actually thought it was an earthquake?
Yeah, I mean, because I was like I said, I was 7 years old, and at the time I was in kindergarten. But I remember it. Like, this is something that I remember. Even my sister Missy remembers that, and we've talked about this to my mom numerous times. Like, listen, this happened. Like, you guys said no, but we both knew that this happened. I've never been in another place where a bed is shook like that.
Yeah. Did they hear it? Did your mum or dad hear it, or did they?
No. That's
Weird.
why they were like, this never happened.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's move it forward a bit. Have you had? Did you have anything else? What was the genesis moment? What was the moment that you said, boy, oh boy, this is really, I'm hooked. I've got to look further into this because I don't understand what's happened. Was there a genesis moment that caused you to go down this paranormal line?
People always ask, how'd you get into paranormal? And it's the funniest story for me. Like most people, you sit down and this show called Ghost Hunters comes on, and you start watching it. And you're like, this is cool. I don't believe this stuff. It's fake. And then we had a newspaper called the Huntington County Tab, free newspaper. And my stepdaughter was reading it one day. And there's an ad in there. Wanted paranormal investigator. Wanted to join our team. Send an email. She's like, you should do it. I said, I don't believe in that stuff. It's stupid. She's like, you should do it. And I'm like, okay, we'll see. Send an email in, sat down, and I met the guys. I sat down, sent them an email. They got back to me a couple of days later. Hey, you want to meet up? And this is an interview. You want to talk? Yeah, okay, sure, we'll do this. And I met with Bart and Chris, and we just talked. And they're like, but what are you looking for? I said, I don't know. I said, this is interesting. The truth? Like, is there, isn't there? I mean, isn't that what everybody wants? And the chemistry from that interview just clashed. I don't want to say clashed. We mixed really well. And so they brought me on, and we were in the basement of a residential house. And Chris was upstairs, and me and Bart Barry was downstairs in this basement. I'm standing next to him. We're doing an EVP session. And on the back behind us is probably about 20 feet away in this basement. There's an old bird cage with the hanger that you hang. And it sounded like something picked up a rock and chucked it as hard as it could at that bird cage. And just bam, and hit it. And that was my first experience. And I think then I was like, holy bleep, this is real. Like, I just had something happen that I didn't think was real, but that just happened.
Okay. Right. When you entered the arena of like paranormal and finding out about ghosts, how did you approach it? Did you approach it with a technical side of things? Did you have like all the clobber of the K2s and the EMF and the cat balls and all that other gear, or did you go in just kind of like saying, right, okay, I'm gonna a lot of people approach it from the point of view of being almost abusive to ghosts,
Right.
you know, almost like kind of, come on, show yourselves, where are you, come on, you know. How did you approach it?
So when I first went in, all I had was there's a voice recorder, a headlamp, and a camera. That's it. And a lot of times, that's what I still use. I'm pretty basic. And when I first started getting in, I always felt weird asking questions because a lot of people, listen, we get into this, we always ask the same questions over and over and over. Are you here? Give me 3 knocks. Hello? You know how you die? You know? But little did I know, because when you think about spirits and stuff, you don't think about when you're, at least for me starting out, because I was training, I didn't think about the respectful part of it. So I started to become a provoker. And unless, you know, if you don't know what a provoker is, it can be a very bad thing, you know, and I didn't understand that at that time. So I became a kind of disrespectful paranormal investigator. I started provoking, you know, asking nasty questions and just being rude and mean. And it took me a while to understand to not be that way, you know, to not be such an extreme jerk, to be more respectful, if that makes sense, because it really was, you know, I was kind of like, that's, you know, I'm going to see what kind of reaction I can get and be rude and disrespectful. But, you know, if you go to a certain location, you know, and somebody unalive themselves, on purpose, and you start being rude like that, I did that. And you
Okay.
don't
Did you get
think
anything
about,
bad? Did you get
yeah,
anything bad happen to you?
yeah, and I didn't understand that. Something could have easily attacked me, um, attached itself to me. I could have brought it home and made it even worse. So
What happened? What happened from the point of view? If there was a bad, are you saying there was a bad entity that attacked you?
no, it could have been.
It could have been.
And I'm
Okay.
not saying I
Okay.
haven't been. I've been scratched. You know,
Uh huh.
up at the Bell Mansion in Fort Wayne, I've actually been scratched. The Davies
Mm.
house, in Kokomo, Indiana, I was scratched there. That one was
Yeah.
my first one, and that happened. The first time I've ever been scratched was 5 years ago
Okay.
at the Davies house, and that shook me up because 18 years in a paranormal, I've never been touched in a sense like that.
Yeah.
But that one messed me up.
That's the scary thing, isn't it? Where it becomes a little bit too real when you start to get that physical, like say, actually being scratched is actually a physical manifestation that isn't over there.
It does. It really does. Like,
Yeah, it's a whole different sort of level of interaction that does always seem to.
and I don't, yeah, and I don't think people that understand that want to be in a paranormal understands something like that.
Mm.
They want. It's weird now because there's too many teams out there, and I'm not dissing every team out there. I'm not gonna talk bad about every paranormal investigator and this and that, but there's some of them out there that look for the clout, the popularity, and some of them have achieved it, So, and when people watch these shows, they're like, "Oh, I want to do that and do this." Okay, that's a TV show. Okay, they're gonna do stuff that they want to do because they have to get the viewership. But you get out in the real world and something attacks you, it is a whole different ballgame. I promise you.
Mm. It does seem to be a defining moment for a lot of investigators, like you say, and when the one that got me was when we were investigating a school, and we'd been sort of messing about a little bit, and I'd felt really chill there, and they were doing a Ouija board and then decided to do table tipping. And so I've never done it before because I was not that interested in it. And I put my hand on the table and Summit put his hand on my back, and it was so real. It was as if an actual person had stood there, and the weight of the hand on it, and I was just like, oh my god, I was like gone. Because like I say, you're used to getting like the spirit touches and the tickling and stuff, but when something is so real and I'm like, there is no one behind me, and it feels so real, it's a whole different, like you say, until it happens to you, I think that sort of switches your understanding of the paranormal around from, oh, it's just a ghost, it can't hurt you, to this stuff could do.
Yeah, it's a little more real than what you think.
Could do. It's
Just a quick one, people out there. If you've, I wanted to stream this, the 40th show we got Scott on. I wanted to stream it onto Facebook, YouTube, and X. Okay, it's successful on YouTube because YouTube's kind of like cast iron.
Yeah.
X does really well. Is on there as well. So anyone on X, hi, how you doing?
you
Please
doing?
join us in the comments. But Facebook, for some reason, the moment it went onto a live, it just failed. It came up on the StreamYard thing. It just failed, and I put it down to Scott. So
this is my fault. I said, "Oh, he's back." Yeah, no.
Yeah,
we're
it's
dealing
just
with this.
you know.
We're not dealing with this dude tonight.
I've been to places, Scott, and I've kind of been to places where I've had a feeling of absolute flipping dread. I mean, I'm talking just real bad vibes, like something tangible is lurking there, and it doesn't want me there. It's something that gives off this vibe where, and I have physical symptoms. I start feeling sick. I get like the jitters in the stomach, like kind of like butterflies, in the stomach. That feeling, before you go for a fight. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's been a long time since I had a fight, at school, really. That was with my mate Spudhead. And because I was in the flippy gang, I was always the one which wasn't chosen for sports, so I was pretty gimpy, I was a pretty gimpy kid. But I remember sort of one kid calling me out, and I was going to go for a fight, and I had this real gut feeling like butterflies, and because that was and that I had that on the paranormal. A few times I've had that when I've been out on paranormal investigations. Have you come across anything like that which has been just real bad? Not just a apparitional ghost or spectre, but I'm talking something real bad feeling.
I have two of the most famous places, at least in the United States. By the way, I have to say hi to my buddy Blake there. I've known Blake quite a few years, and he actually works at the haunted house. I worked at the haunted house with him, so that is my brother right there. That's my buddy. I love him to death. Waverly Hills, it is every bit real. In the back hall, there's like it looked like a main entrance, and that is probably one of the one places where I felt extremely uncomfortable, extremely uncomfortable. Only place I've ever been spiritually attacked was there. Instant nausea, instant headache. Never happened to me before, but that place did it.
Wow.
And
was it a sanatorium? Was it a sanatorium?
Sanatorium, yes, sir. Yep.
And that's the one with the tunnel, which is a hell of a long tunnel.
Hell of a. I walked that thing 3 times in 2 days. I'm not even lying. And I can't remember how many feet it is going down. They call it the death chute. But once you get to the bottom, you're actually in a different, I want to say, zip code here, area code. So it was amazing. The other one is Penhurst in Pennsylvania. That is another place. It was like a giant sanatorium hospital. And the one adolescent area where they would keep more of the mentally handicapped kids. Just extremely uneasy, cold chills, nauseous, a really feeling of dread and despair was in there. And that one was hard. So, yeah, but they are probably two of the most amazing places I've ever been. Penhurst also has a long death tunnel. So, no, Blake, I have not been to ISS yet, but we got to hit that up this year. Indiana State Sanatorium is ISS. I mean, I was in ISS in school, if that's what you mean. Like detention. Yeah, all the time, bro. I ain't lying.
You're escaped.
It's got a reputation, Indiana, Erie, Indiana, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've always known it as, Erie, Indiana.
There's some, Indiana is like other states. We have so many different places you can go to, like Brazil, Indiana, and the 100 Steps. You have the Indiana State Sanatorium. What's the mounds one, Blake? You have to put that in because I can't remember. They're Indian mounds, which I have not been to, which I'd love to go to. So, and then just across the border from Indiana, you have Waverly Hills in Louisville, Kentucky. So, I mean, it's pretty interesting.
I always thought Waverly Hills was supposed to be quite benign. With you saying that you had that feeling there, am I incorrect then? Are there certain areas of it that are less friendly, for want of a better word?
There are some less friendly areas. That back hallway, they talked about a black figure that would, they call it a crawler, believe it or not. Especially, they say it was crawl on the walls and stuff, you know. And let's face it, I can be like a skeptic believer. And I don't, people say, well, you can't be both. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Because I'm the type of person, I'm not going to believe it unless I see it or feel it or something happens. It's just the way it is. That's just me. So,
Well, we have the same over here, Scott. We've got a program, a TV program, where a certain host on this, like, it is a big national TV channel, and his thing, I've seen him live as well in do a talk at a college or university as well, and he puts people into two groups: team skeptic and team believer. Now, I tried desperately when I went to see him live, putting my hand up all the while to try and get his attention, because I had a question, which I'm going to ask this question now, but I had a question, it wouldn't be picked. Wouldn't it be picked? And I don't know why it didn't get picked. Anyway, my question would be, why would you categorize something as ethereal and as intangible and as broad a spectrum as the paranormal is? Why would you either say to people, look, you're either a believer or you're not a believer? Okay, because I'll tell you why, because any time that they go over a case, right, and they go and review a case, he's got his team skeptic, who is a team skeptic. Okay, he's kind of like got a scientific background, and then you've got the team believer, and she's more a medium kind of empath type character, spiritualist type more character, and that's what you've got. You've got nothing in the middle. And my thing is this: if the skeptic is always skeptic, then it allows no room to maneuver for that skeptic if he does come across anything which he cannot explain. Because if he does turn around and say, oh, actually, I can't understand why that was floating across the room,
right,
then every other time he was skeptical, it nullifies it.
right.
So I think that that's wrong by saying team believer and team skeptic, because it's two polar opposites, and what we deal with is so a lot of times absurd, and so, as I say, ethereal, and just it's an ether. What we deal with, it's a shadow,
Right.
and you can't put that into either you believe it or you don't believe it. You know, you can't do that.
No, I read a book by Father Gabriel Amorth, the exorcist. I think he's passed away now, but his book was interesting because I think it was him. I might make this quote, but I'm pretty certain it was him. He said the exorcist has to be the ultimate skeptic. And he says, so, I don't automatically go in and assume that everything's a demon. He says, I'm very measured in how I approach it. And I start skeptical and then sort of like go through your checklist. Yes. And then you come to your conclusion. And it's like, that's always, I read that years ago and it's always stuck in my head, because it's like, people have said to me before now, oh, well, you believe. And I was like, I don't believe. It's like I've had experiences, investigated it, and come to conclusions. Yes. It's like I don't go. I've always like you say, you've always accepted the possibility of it, but I don't I mean, to be fair, I tend to work from the paranormal back to the rational rather than the other way. But I will,
Right.
you know, it's like when we did have an earthquake once here, we don't have it very often. My first thought was, oh my God, I'm being attacked by demons. And then when I'd gone through my little checklist, I was like, oh yeah, it must be an earthquake. And then I went back to sleep again. But it's still a check, like you say, it's still a checklist. You don't go, oh, I believe in everything and anything because I'm an idiot. It's like, you know, this is a phenomenon. It appears to be paranormal. So I'm going to put it on that side of the scale until I've, or on this side of the scale, until I've got more information to either corroborate it or more experience to corroborate it. And like you say, it's not an either or. And it is irritating when people sort of try and what's the word, where they try and push you into a category.
Right.
And it's sort of like, oh yeah, you automatically believe. And I'm like, I don't believe in anything particularly. Right. It's just, it's happened. So I've come to a conclusion, which to me seems logical, rather than it being, oh yeah, because belief is things that you can't see. But when you're investigating, you do see stuff.
Yeah. Oh,
and
absolutely.
It's like, and hear stuff. And some of it, you afterwards, you think, oh no, I think that was a door, or I think it was the house settling. But other things, you're like, that, I'm sorry, but I use my eyes all day, every day, and my eyes are seeing something it doesn't normally see. You know?
Right.
So,
And you're absolutely right.
Like,
you know, going into an investigation, that's like my buddy Blake said, I'm going to go in, I'm going to be a little skeptic, because if you're doing a residential, okay, the family may be worried, okay, and there's some families out there that want their stuff to be haunted, okay, but most of the time you go in residential, you're trying to help the family, so you need to be a little skeptic so you can try to debunk whatever's going on there. Is it always going to happen? Absolutely not. But at the same time, that's where you need to also be part of a believer, because you got to entwine each other where you can debunk something and say, yes, this is happening, but I can't explain why this is happening. Even though I checked it out, you know, I don't know why that's happening. And gather as much information as you can. And I think, and I know you asked me earlier about science and all this, Phil, and I think that's where the fun part of the science comes in, using EMF detectors and K2s or REM pods or, you know, IRs or, you know, all these other trigger objects now that they have out. You know, I think that plays a big role in how investigating is now. And it absolutely helps.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's they're fickle things, you know, sort of the paranormals. It's sort of it's very much they suit themselves. They don't stand up to command. They always act on your peripheral vision. They're always just that little bit.
Thank you. Somebody else who believes that other than myself. Thank you for making that point, Phil.
Oh, you're welcome, man.
I've never heard anybody else say that. Come on, have you ever seen anything? No. Yes.
Yeah.
Because I have to tell y'all, you're gonna know, peripheral, your head's gonna go, what the?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I've done that many times. What the? Hey, hey, bro. You turn on the light? What? Turn on my light. No, turn on my light. It's getting dark. They can't see me. Thank you. Love you. See how that works? I told her she did it.
Yeah, you're training. I can see your training's kicking in.
Did you hear that? You didn't hear that, right? Okay.
Look at you.
Oh, she did hear that.
Oh, she did. You're in trouble later.
I know. But yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to jump off there. I have adult ADHD, so it's a squirrel over here, and I don't know what's over here, but it works a lot fast too. Maybe a mongoose, honey badger. So I'm like,
A mongoose honey badger. That's a scary form of ADHD.
Yeah. Yeah. It's we're for how our optics are all kind of like, you know, made up. I mean, you know this from the army days. A still object, so an enemy that is still is a lot harder than to see than an enemy that is moving. So I think, you know, personally, I think that, you know, when we see these shadows and entities in our peripheral, I think we're actually seeing them also straight on, but it's just to us, because they're moving, it's then that we notice them.
Right.
And I think a lot of times it's also, do you ever get that feeling where you can feel you're being watched, Scott?
All the time. All the time. And I'm not just talking about this lady that lives here. Oh, no, all the time. You know, like if you're sitting, there's times I'll be sitting watching TV and I'll just be like, man, like I can feel something watching me. I can't explain what it is, but there's something watching me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Usually my dog. No, I'm just kidding.
Have you had anyone call other than your missus? Have you had anyone call your name? You know, sort of, and go, "What? Did you call me? Was that you? What did you want? I didn't call you. Actually, Scott, I didn't call you." Have you ever had that?
It's funny you've said that because I've never heard it. My daughter has. Our youngest, Jenna, was upstairs and she said she heard me calling her name. I think is what it was. But it wasn't me because I was asleep in my room. But she had come out of her room because she heard me talking. But I was asleep. She looked in our room. I was sleeping.
Now that's interesting because they mimic. They're very good at mimicking.
Yes. And that's a true story. Believe it or not, people, it is. Because you don't want to sound like this anyways. I'm just saying.
No, I think you got a good. It's quite a timber, your voice. You know, mine's a squeaky little mouse thing, but yours is quite a good timber. You know.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know how to take that, but you know.
I don't know. Take it. Take it, man. Take it.
So you have an amazing voice. Like it just flows. You know what I'm saying? You're not You're not monologued. You don't have one tone. That makes a huge difference. It really does.
Yeah, that's really like. Honestly, I'm not. You know, I appreciate that. You know, and I'm not, you know, blowing smoke up your ass when I say your voice is really, really nice. You know, sort of like if I was going to get an audio book done, I'd say Scott.
Well, you know, I'll try. You know,
I feel like the third wheel now. It's like I'll just leave you to it. I'll just
yeah, Natalie, you're there. Yeah, is that? Yeah.
Hey, Natalie, we've got you
there. We're just loving each other here, man.
Yeah,
we're loving each other. Yeah.
I'm not quite sure why.
We're going to have to do. We're going to do now. Look, anyone in the got any questions? All right, put a capital Q in the comments for questions because we'll be opening up the questions for Scott in a little bit.
I don't even know who you are.
May I join the call? But you got. I'll tell you what is available. You have on WhatsApp. Let's have a look. I'll just load that up. Just hold on.
This is Phil trying to be technical, so of course it's going to go smooth.
Oh man, I know it never works. It never works. I try. Let's have a look. Right. Okay. I'll just have a little look and see if
you know. If you tell me it's a Wendigo, yes, actually I do. I do live near the woods. But I also want to clarify, we have done an investigation in this house because my sons always said that there was some in this house, and I never believed him. And being an investigator, I'm like, why not? And we actually got some things here. There's a little girl here, and I may or may not have been called a bitch in this house. So I want to clarify that. But yes, that has happened. Yes, I do have the EVP of it. So, and just to clarify, an EVP. Okay, I'm not going to put just an EVP up. Okay, I have certain rules about EVPs. One, where's everybody at? Two, is there anybody whispering? And three, if the first two, you know everybody's at and nobody's whispering, and it comes through pretty decently, you know you have an EVP. Always remember that.
No, it's a fair point. The EVPs are interesting. We were talking to Jenny about it the other week, weren't we? Last week, with because she's got some really good EVPs. But it's like, you know, you have to. I think also with EVPs, you have to do a few hundred of the things until your brain kind of clicks into them as well.
Right.
It's like once you've listened to about 30 or 40 of them, you start to be able to tell a little bit easier when there is somebody in the background and when it's an EVP. Or I found that anyway, because it's on a slightly different place in my ear, for want of a better way of saying it. But like you say, it's like until you actually get that, you have to ask.
Yes.
You know, because we were saying last week that people make a lot more noise than they think they do. So they think they're sitting still, and you've got rustling, toe tapping, finger tapping, breathing, you know, coughing even, and you don't even realize you're coughing a lot of the time. And then you're like, oh, did you hear that? And it's like, you know.
Yeah,
so,
and and it's real easy. If you do something like that, point it out on your recorder. Hey, that was me. Hey, that was Blake. You know, Blake farted. That's what that noise was. You know, like seriously. You know, and don't be free. You know, that is a good question. Here's my thing with anything Sasquatch related and this and that. I'm kind of a skeptic. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you why. So I live in Indiana. North of us is a state called Wisconsin, where there have been several Sasquatch sightings. All right. In the state of Wisconsin, they have 2 million registered hunters. 2 million.
Wow.
And not one of them pew-pewed one. Not one. Not Bigfoot, no nothing. None of them got pew-pewed. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I don't want to say I don't believe in Sasquatch family, Bigfoot, because let's face it, there's a lot of things we have not discovered. And that could be easily one. There's a vast forests and mountains for Yetis everywhere that we simply have not explored. And it's probably best that we don't. But here's always been my question. If you do go hunting for a Sasquatch or Bigfoot, and you out there and you're making a mating call or whatever, what are you going to do when he walks out and he's rock hard? Y'all better ask yourself that question, because I'm just saying, like, you better be prepared for whatever consequences.
Especially
for sure. No, I get it.
Especially
I mean,
when you're Scott's height, because obviously, I mean, you're probably like Sasquatch 8 foot, you're 4 foot.
I would run. I'm a tiny guy. I'd quit. You ain't catching me.
Yeah. No, I agree with you, Scott. I mean, that's why I could never go to prison. Same thing, because I would be done by Mr. Big, who's in with the warders. I know that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I know that. You know, if a Dogman or if a Sasquatch came out, then I would be his bitch. That would be it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I was going to say, if Sasquatch came out to Scott with a big cup of coffee, I'm sure he'd change his mind quite quick.
Yeah.
It'd be like, hey, it's
that
top
depends,
quality
like,
coffee being here, Scott. It's like, are you ready to go? It's like, yeah.
if he put creamer in that or anything else, I'm not drinking it. I don't know. It's fine. Like I said, I'm not saying none of that stuff is real. Okay, I say that, and this is just my opinion, just because I have not seen anything like that. Even though, I've read up on stuff in documentaries. I think it would be amazing if something like that was around. I really do. Because Earth is an amazing place. There's so many undiscovered species that we know nothing about. It really is. So I'm just saying.
So anyway, the most important question, Scott, like Natalie said, would you sell yourself for a cup of coffee if Squatch came up?
100%. Yeah.
You're a good man. You're a good man.
It better be a good cup of coffee. I mean, I don't care. He bring me tea and some biscuits, dude.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I can be putty.
Maybe it's going to be like coffee. You know those beans that are eaten by some wild cat and then it's squirted out? Those ones?
Out, yes.
Yeah.
It would
have to be that coffee. It would have to be that coffee.
If it's that coffee, 100%. I wouldn't even think twice. I'd be like, let's go.
Yeah.
Have you not tried that coffee yet? Then
I have not. It is an expensive coffee. It's it's expensive.
Very.
But yes, if Bigfoot was to show up with that kind of coffee, I am taking one for the team. I'm just saying.
You're running off into the woods.
Right. From Wasted.
Like the answer to that.
Hang on, Scott. I've got to say the question because this will go out on Spotify. So the question is, what are some of the craziest locations you've had a paranormal experience? Yeah. Good question.
So definitely Davy's house in Kokomo, Indiana, which is the first place I ever got scratched. And like I said, being a skeptic believer, I thought something had bitten me, honest to God, because I was actually going back in the house. We were getting ready to leave. We were going to go down to the gas station and get something to drink. Me, Tim Kohler, Crystal Kohler, and Jeremy York. We were there investigating this house. And I was going back in because I had a potty, but there's no bathroom. All right. So I was outside. And I'm like, what the heck? And this is like in the month of March. Okay. So it's still pretty chilly in Indiana. I got several layers of clothes on and I'm walking to this bathroom that does not exist. And Tim Kohler looks at me and goes, "What are you doing? There's no bathroom in there." I'm like, "Dude, something bit me. Like something bit me. This hurt. It kind of hurts." And I took my pants off, not off, but I pulled them down. I had long johns on. I pulled those down to look to see what bit me, and there was actually scratches on my thigh. Oddest thing in the world, because there was no flies, no mosquitoes, no spiders, because it's still like 40 degrees in Indiana. So Fahrenheit, I don't know what that would be Celsius. Sorry, y'all, if you're used to Celsius. I would probably say like 11 degrees Celsius, give or take.
Coldish.
So it was still cold, and that has been the very first where I was attacked. And that house, it is no longer standing, but that house had a huge tragedy of a young gentleman, or actually it was a young lady who took her own life. on accident, trying to get her boyfriend to come back over to the house. She, I guess, from the understanding, was she was trying to make it look like it happened, but ended up it actually happened. So, and that was kind of rough. And then the Bell Mansion in Fort Wayne. I was up there with Vicky Hilliard, and I actually got scratched on my back on that one. And that I know of, I'm like one of only very, very few people that has ever been scratched there. So I don't know. She must not like me.
That's a notoriety, isn't it? I'm not sure whether it's.
Do you know, it's a very steady retro. How you doing, Pauline? It's she said, are your family seeing shadow beings or fleeting shadows away from the home, and do you hunt? I guess she means, do you hunt from the point of view of actively go out looking for shadow beings, I expect.
It's odd because my wife is actually a huge skeptic. So if she sees something, she's not gonna even notice because she just doesn't believe. My son, who lives with me, he actually, who Blake has met, Aiden, he actually is a paranormal investigator himself. He's had some experiences here, but most of the time, if he does, he don't. He's a young man. Okay, he stays in his room. He does this a lot. Pew pew pew, pew 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 pew.
Yeah.
Video games. So a lot of times, if they do, they're not telling me. But me, like I said, there's nothing. I'll be watching TV or something. I see it. I see it. I can see them. And like I said, I turn like, what the, especially if you're watching the show. I've never seen them like this, but I love your theory, Phil. You probably don't, but we see it here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially if you're watching TV, because you're already tuned in to what's going on TV. So a lot of times you may not see them, but peripheral. So I do see them, and it's probably my fault. They're here.
Why'd you say that?
Well, starting out in here, being a provoker, it's hard to tell what has attached itself to me, honestly. Because I've done it all. I just was a residential graveyard. You just never know, And back then, we didn't know about protection. I didn't know anything about crystals. You don't now. Oh yeah, absolutely.
I honestly, Scott, don't think it's because you provoked them, and so they're kind of like seeking retribution, that they're gonna spectrally haunt you by drifting past your field of view, just to sort of knock you off kilter and make you wary. I don't think it's that. What I do believe it is people that actively open themselves up to the paranormal,
right,
are tagged. We inadvertently seek, and inadvertently we find, and they see us as we see them, and that's what happens. You just get tagged, man. And and the thing is that tagging, it proliferates. You start seeing shadows, and then weird coincidental stuff will happen to you as well. And you think, hang on, that's really absurd. Why has that happened? It might be that you lose something, and then you find it in the most absurd way, absurd place, and you think, hang on a minute, why? I was looking for that, and it's just right by the crapper. Why is it, or the toilet seat's down and you didn't put the toilet seat down, and it's like, why the hell is it there? I didn't put my glasses there. Absurd coincidental stuff happens. That's another facet of this thing we're dealing with. It's because you get tagged, because that's one thing that I always say to people. If you do want to go out and you do want to open yourself up, I had a friend of mine Still got a friend of mine, and he's more of a scientific basis. Okay, and he said to me,
Right.
"Oh, do you know, Phil? I'd like to go out and look for Dogman, and come
Right.
out with you, and so that I can see myself." And I had to say, "Well, you can, but you have to be aware that if you go out, okay, into woods or forest, especially at night, then you are very often going to open yourself up to not just seeing Dogman. You're going to open yourself up to seeing other stuff as well."
Right.
Yeah. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because walking out there, you may be going to look for one thing, but you don't know. I live out in the country. Okay. I have woods behind my house. So do I go out there at night looking for stuff? Absolutely not. Nope. Nope. Not because I'm scared. Because, okay, maybe I am. Who knows? But we also have wild animals around here. Is a coyote going to attack me? No, because, well, I live out in the country. We have things here. Pew pews. Plenty of pew pews. But, but the question to myself is, what am I going to do? What am I going to do if I run into a dogman, a wendigo, some kind of cryptid? What am I going to do? Nothing. Nothing. Probably going to turn around and run. I'll be honest about that. I am not going to stand there and go, "Hey, how you doing? Come see me." No, not happening.
Yeah.
If a Sasquatch goes walking up to me, 8-9 feet tall, I'm going the other way. I'm not waiting around to try and shake a hand.
Yeah. And it's the same with there's the same with paranormal as well. I know a lot of people that will not go down into that, the Waverley Tunnel. They will not go down into that tunnel. They will not go down because it's something in us where, I guess it's where we're like when we were Neanderthals and we saw a cave and we thought, oh, that cave is really dark. Now, I'm not sure what's in it. It could be a big giant bear, anything in there,
Right.
and it's the same thing. It's that same sense that I don't know whether it's because we're not really built for nighttime stuff. Anyway, we're not really built for dark. We're really not. We're pretty useless when it comes physically to the dark.
We are. We really are.
So by you going down into the Waverley Tunnel, that takes balls, to do that.
Yeah.
That does take balls to do that.
Well, my son was with me, and he wanted to make sure we walked down it. I didn't know I was signing up for 2 more times to walk up and down it because it is a long walk. But it's one of the creepiest walks you will ever take because on one side is steps, on the other side it's just straight down, which is where they would use the gurney to take the deceased out. So, and I'm going to answer this real fast because ready, steady. Yes. I used to, I haven't gone in the last couple of years. I've chilled out from going deer hunting, squirrel hunting, rabbit hunting, just because I'm starting to enjoy animals more rather than going out and doing that. So, but I grew up, me and my dad and my brother, we all used to go hunting. So I still have my dad's 12 gauge. I hope I can say that. If not, I apologize. So yes, I actually used to all the time.
Okay, we've got a quick one from Keith Ashton. Have you seen shimmering? Basically, with Janu, which are Sasquatch, but they prefer to be called, it's down to Matthew Johnson, so they shimmer. So you don't see them. You kind of like see them, but you see them first of all. Do you ever get that in the paranormal realm where you go into a place and you see like maybe it's like an out of focus shimmering and you have to sort of rub your eyes and you think, what the hell is that? Do you ever get that kind of thing?
I don't think I've ever gotten it. To be honest, like a lot of these places, when we talk about Waverly and stuff, Benhurst, they cost a great deal of money to get in. So I'm going to say no. But at the same time, at what point do you go, what the hell was that? You know what I'm saying? Like if I seen something shimmering, I'm gonna try and debunk it. I'm gonna say, okay, I'm tired. Okay, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? Or my mind's playing tricks on me. Because to be honest, to see something like that, you're gonna question everything. Everything in your mind. You're not gonna say, wow, I know what that was. You're gonna go, okay, like you said, Phil. Yeah, it's my eyes. Something's playing tricks on me. So,
Yeah.
and that's just like I said. That's just my point of view. Do I think I've seen one? No. How would
Yeah.
I react? I don't know. Honestly, I do.
Dragonborn Rising has asked Scott, do you use any form of protection when out and about, as in crosses, light protection, etc., so that you're safe?
I
Do
do
you
now.
take any?
Absolutely. I do have a cross that I carry, but I also have sage, not just regular sage, but liquid form sage. I have holy water, and I do pray, and I do ask for white light when I'm going into an investigation now. Before, I never used to do that, ever, because I didn't know. And I think that's the biggest thing about people coming into paranormal. Do your research, understand, and learn before doing it. Just don't jump in it. If you know somebody who's in it, who's experienced, ask questions. Ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions, because you can put yourself more in harm's way going out and not knowing than anything. To me, you really can. So make sure you're protected.
Yeah, no, I think that, so by saying that, you then must mean that what you're dealing with is the opposite to what you're protecting yourself with. It's demonic. Do you think it's demonic?
I hope not.
Have you come across demonic yet?
I have not, to my knowledge, unless back in '86 when that bed shook.
Yeah,
That's the only thing.
that really stayed with you, didn't it? That really stayed with you.
It stayed with me all these years, and it was something I'll take until my day to go off this planet. That is something I will always remember. Always. Those
Yeah.
two instances, Monroeville, Indiana, the UFO, UAP,
Yeah.
and Warren, the bed shaking. That's two things I will always keep with me. But personally, no, I don't think I've ever dealt with anything demonic. Being scratched, I don't mark that up as demonic. I would say it's more of a poltergeist. Even if it's that, maybe
Yeah.
it was just something wanting to get my attention, not to bring me harm, but to get my attention.
Yeah.
But that's my belief. See, my belief is, I think and please, like I said, this is just my opinion, so don't. My belief is, I think you have less than a 1% chance of seeing something demonic. I could be wrong, but I believe in heaven and hell. Okay. And to encounter something demonic, I think would be absolutely terrifying. Absolutely. When you think about something like The Exorcist, The The Exorcism of Emily Rose. You know, when you talk about demonic stuff, that is probably going to be the scariest thing you will ever encounter. I don't want to even think about it. Personally.
Yeah. Do you know that it's funny I find it a bit funny anyway. When you're face to face with something that is truly evil, it's another kind of it's something which I've only had that really I've had that once in my life where it's been absolutely and it's a funny feeling what you get off it. It's one of despair, utter despair, hopelessness, pain, and just suffering. It's not even evil.
Right.
To call it evil is, you know, you can say that, you know, people, dictators in the past, you know, Genghis Khan and, you know, the Adolf and, you know, all the rest of it are they evil people. This goes beyond that even.
Right.
It goes beyond that. It's an emanation of utter dark black despair. And when you it leaves something with you, it has an effect. It had an effect on me, you know. It leaves a mark with you.
Right.
It's sort of a fingerprint, and it's like it's a funny thing. But it's awful. It is awful. It's something which I never would want to have again. You
I
know.
think you explain that better than anybody I've ever heard, especially
Thank
the
you, mate.
examples when, because people say, oh, what, you know, a serial killer, or like you said, Mr. Germany. And you said this was beyond that evil. That, to me, that is absolutely it. That is what I'm trying to say. If you're in this field and you hoping for something demonic, I pray that you don't ever get it. I am glad. Don't think I've ever. Spiritually have I been attacked? Yes. Waverly Hills, absolutely. But it was not to where what you just explained, and I am absolutely thankful for that.
Thank you, Scott. Yeah, I hope also that, you know, and I'm sure you won't. I'm sure you won't experience it. I was unfortunate enough to have been in a very low a low ebb at the time. I was drinking too heavy. I was a lot younger, and also mentally I was in a pretty poor state. So, and I think these things are opportunistic, and you know they see people that aren't a whole person, that
Right.
aren't able to put up any walls, and they take advantage of that, and that's when they show themselves, you know. And it's a funny thing, and it's a figure. It's true true despair, true darkness, true evil has a face. Let me say that. It has a face. And it's not good. You know, it's not good. So yeah, it's a funny thing. You know, I think when these things that we see, there's different levels. Like Dante's, we were talking, Natalie, we were saying about the nine circles of hell at Dante. I think there's different levels of paranormality, you know, like there is, and I think it sort of it goes in stages, right from aliens to UFOs to everything else. Because a lot of times you find people that are abducted. I keep telling people, why do you want to invite them down? Because you've got people that are abducted and they have very similar experiences to people that have experiences with demonic entities.
Right.
Very
And
similar.
yeah. The level of PTSD and anxiety that would cause somebody, to me, is unimaginable. I mean, listen, like I said, something demonic or an alien, to know that you were taken or violently attacked by something, it's going to cause unimaginable anxiety in a person. That is my theory. I'm not a psychologist or a doctor or anything, but you know, I watched enough movies to know. I'm just saying.
Oh no, I think it does. Yeah, no, it does. I've I think my personally, I think it. I mean, I have ADHD. I'm sure I do. For a start, I'm not completely mentally, kind of. But there again, who actually is nowadays? Who is, without? Let's not cast stones here, because
Natalie,
I think it,
I'm a big list of neuroses. I am.
okay.
yeah.
I'm glad you joined in on that. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I just appear to be sane compared to.
Is that what it is? Okay. Okay.
Natalie's got a great theory. Natalie, you were talking to Daniel Williams about your autism.
Yeah, because Daniel, one of the is he mainly Bigfoot or is he paranormal?
Yeah, Daniel J. Williams, he's a fantastic guy as well. He's paranormal, also cryptid as well.
Yeah, because we were saying, weren't we? Nearly everyone we talk to, or it seems to be at the moment, is either autistic, ADHD, or ADHD. And it's like a couple of years ago, I found out that I was highly likely to be autistic, which explains a lot. But originally I thought might have been ADHD, but there's no way now, because the more ADHD people I meet, I'm just don't have enough overlap. But I think it was his theory, actually, not mine so much. In the autism circles, there's a strong indication that a lot of autistic people incline more towards being telepathic. So their experience of the world is sort of like, sort of more ESP. And Daniel said that there's an awful lot of ADHDers in the paranormal field. And I said it would be an interesting thing to actually study, because Mary, Shane's ADHD. Mary is not sure whether she's neurodivergent. I'm almost certainly. Roxy is. You are. Phil is most likely, if not just deranged. But who else was it? With Chris Matchin, I think, is autistic. Somebody else that we spoke to was autistic. Somebody else, and I was just like, it's unusual not to have somebody say, I think I'm on a neurodivergent spectrum somewhere in the paranormal.
I think it's odd to say for somebody in the paranormal to go, I'm normal.
We're paranormal. But yeah, it does seem to be a thing that we I don't know whether it's like the processing, the brain processing, or I know in autism it's like very often we tend to think it's like pattern, because autistic people are very good at pattern recognition. So it's like, something repeats itself. Like I say, when I do paranormal investigations, I look at patterns of things, and then if it happens often enough, it starts to become, this is the kind of thing that I expect, and usually if it supports it, I will keep that pattern in place and go, right, okay, I think it's probably this. But with the ADHD, a lot of ADHD people that I know have spot on sort of like spidey senses for when people are lying, for sort of like things that aren't what they say they are, and for sort of like, and they also have this sixth sense thing going on. So it is quite interesting. I think we need to just do a questionnaire before we interview anyone, with the first one being, are you or do you suspect some form of neurodivergence?
It's so interesting you say that, because
it is.
Nick Moulet.
Oh, Nick as well. Yes, he's autistic.
Absolutely love it, man. He is autistic, and that guy is so intelligent when it comes to stuff. Like, I love listening to him talk about the paranormal and just anything in general. I mean, he is such a good dude.
Yeah,
He really is.
Yes. Yes, because he's like almost Phil. He's almost encyclopedic
Oh
with
yeah.
the knowledge that he has. He's quite big on cryptids, isn't he? I think.
Oh,
As well.
he's really big on cryptids.
And he can just tell you dates, times, what
Yep.
happened. You know, all the details of it. It's amazing. Like you say, it's amazing listening to him when he's doing something.
It really
like that.
is. It absolutely is.
Yeah. So it's like, but it does make me wonder. It's an interesting thought that
That is a very interesting theory.
Yeah, so the more people we interview, because like I say, it just comes out usually in conversation. Yeah. We're like, oh yeah, okay, you and everyone else, because we all seem to be attracted to the same thing.
We are.
Yeah, but no, it is. It's interesting, especially like I say, because I've had my entire life turned around in the last sort of 18 months since sort of learning about it. And because I would have said like 18 months ago, there's no way on this planet I was like autistic. And then everyone's like, really? It's so obvious. And I'm like, no, it's not. And it's like, but you're obsessed with stuff. And it's like, ponies all my life. Horses.
I was going to say, the horses, yes.
Yeah. It's like there was nothing else. I had one lady say to me, oh, well, you always connect everything to the horses. What's wrong with you? And it's like the answer actually is autism.
But yeah. Valid. That is a very valid point.
Yeah. But the more I'm researching, and the studies and everything, it's like, the psychology behind it and the different ways that the brain processes things in autism and ADHD compared to normal people is actually really interesting. Because like you say about even like with the peripheral vision stuff, it's like, it's like your brain sort of, especially in ADHD people, your brain's firing like that. And the paranormal moves fast.
It does.
So it could even just simply be that your brain's moving fast enough to process what's happening as it's happening. Whereas like the average person isn't processing it fast enough. And by the time it's sort of like they think that might be something there, it's gone. So they literally don't see it. So that is also another possibility, is that your brain's firing faster. And so it's seeing stuff. Because you know how fast the things can go past you, don't you? And it's like, whereas most people don't know what happens before what happens.
Right.
So maybe that's why they don't see stuff, because their brain's just not firing fast enough at the time to pick up on it. I've got another theory now. Thanks for that, Scott.
You're very welcome.
Yeah, no.
Ready, steady. Are you still okay just to keep on for another 15 minutes?
Scott? Yes, absolutely.
Okay, I've got a question.
Natalie,
Natalie, I have experienced, this is from Wasted Sanity. Natalie, I have experienced the same thing. My friends and family very much believe I am undiagnosed, but I don't see it for myself.
Yeah, that happens a lot with a lot, especially as you get older. If you're very good at masking, because like people say to me, oh, wasn't it obvious you were autistic when you was younger? I was like, no, because I was always outside, so nobody ever saw me. So anything that I did do didn't look obvious. And you instantly were like, no, that's not me, that's me. But I'll bet you anything, if you start deep diving into it, once you get over the anger, the frustration, the irritation, if you try and do an AQ, I think it's the AQ10 or the CATQ. I can't remember which one it is, or the RADZAR, and you get angry at the questions because they're not specific enough and they don't make sense, then you're almost certainly on the spectrum. And then you will spend 12 months reading, analysing, doing the test 500 times and still coming out like that. So yeah, no, it wouldn't surprise me in the slightest if you are.
Right.
And your friend is Scott anyway, so you probably are.
Thank you, Natalie.
They all group together, so your friends probably all are as well.
we got Very Steady Retro said, have you or your colleagues ever seen a portal in Indiana?
We investigated a house in 2008. Was it 2008, 2009, Fort Wayne, Indiana. It was a residential area. People wanted us to come in, They had some stuff going on, and we're doing this investigation. And I was like, I kind of didn't want to be there. There was a lot of cats there, so it smelled. So we're doing the upstairs, and we start making our way down towards the basement. We want to check for any high EMFs, anything like that. And one of the guys had gotten scratched, and we remember looking down at a circle in the middle of the basement with a pentagon in the middle. Now, I'm not saying we'd seen a portal, but whatever they were doing there, we found out they were trying to conjuring something up. Okay. So if you're talking about a glowing portal or anything like that, I've not seen it. But I do know this. Once we got down to that basement and seen that, myself and a couple other people, we got sick. We got headaches. At first, we thought it was just maybe high EMS, and it absolutely was not that. That is what we can say. It was not that. None of the K2s went off. None of the EMF detectors went off. But whenever that was, that they were trying to have come up, it has to be a portal. It had to be a portal for something.
Okay. These people, what did they look like? What were they dressed in? Did you see?
The one guy, he had black leather pants on, kind of a netted shirt. The area that we were in, I don't know how to explain it without being non-offensive in any way. It was LGBTQ community, so we were great to go in there. But the guy's cousin that lived there, they were married men. See, and it's so I apologize to anybody. It's just hard for me to explain without what's the word? I offend anybody, because I don't do that. Well, besides myself, I make fun of myself. So, and it was weird, just the way they were kind of dressed and whatnot. The one roommate who wasn't there was the one that had put the pentagram down in the middle of the basement floor. Black candles, I do remember. There was a shower down there too. That was kind of weird. I'm just saying. But anyways.
Okay, interesting. Yeah. A lot of practitioners that sort of mess around doing stuff like this. The problem is they go wrong because they don't actually know what they're doing properly.
Right.
And so they tend to read up on certain books and think they can carry out these things, and they do more harm than good, really, to themselves and the area, because they just have no knowledge.
Exactly.
That's the problem. But yeah, no, interesting. Okay, yeah. So just getting back to the ghost thing again, do you think that people that have deceased, that have passed away, come back? Is that what a ghost is?
I think they are somebody who has, there's still a reason why they're here. Like there's unfinished business. Somebody asked me one time if my father, who's passed away, if I would love to go investigate and talk to him. And my answer is no. I don't want to think that my loved ones, when we pass, that they're trapped here. I hope not. Unless there's an honest message, I want to say no. I hope wherever they're supposed to be, I hope he's up there. But for me, a spirit, there's got to be a reason why they're here.
Do you think it's purgatory for them? This is
I do. I would say yes. I would say yes. Because there's something here unfinished. I mean, if you got a family member, trust me, I would love to hear my dad's voice. I really would. I miss him every day. But I hope he's in a better place than here. You know, I don't want my dad roaming in a house. You know, I don't want that. You know, I hope to see him someday. Someday. Not Sunday, not Monday, not Tuesday. You know, would I like to? Absolutely. But I don't think, no. I think this is a purgatory for him. Whether it's they have something unfinished or there was something tragic happened, and that's why they're still here. There's something tragic has happened to why they're still here.
Yeah, because purgatory, in a way, from my understanding, is like the souls are unable to either move on to heaven or move on to hell. So it kind of makes sense that if they're trapped on,
they're trapped in the middle.
It is kind of purgatory because they are unable to move on anywhere.
Yeah.
So
to me, you're trapped in between both.
Yeah, you're trapped between, and I suppose the earth technically is in between in a weird kind of way. So if you believe the above and below thing,
Right.
yeah, no, it kind of makes sense really that you sort of like still on earth but not on earth, but unable to go anywhere else either.
Right.
Yeah, and it's not bad and it's not good because that also is purgatory, isn't it? If I understand it correctly.
Right.
If I remember rightly.
I don't want to think it's like Dante's Inferno, you know, 7 different layers of, you know, I think just here.
Yeah, just here.
You know.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense really when you think about it. Because I mean, sometimes the religious that they tend to oversimplify. I think because they were trying to explain it to sort of like, you know, Joe Blogs on the street. They've had to oversimplify it, and I sometimes think that we've lost a lot of the nuances of what they actually meant because they've had to simplify it, and the knowledge has gotten whittled away down to that either or in the middle bit. But yeah, no, I think it makes a lot of sense.
Ready Steady Retro has asked the question. I'm going to take this to be, have you ever experienced anything supernatural in any of the Indiana state parks or the dunes?
So we used to go camping all the time at Salamone, which is 20 minutes from my house. It's our reservoir, if you want to basically call it. And I actually let my kids do a small investigation there. Yeah. And they actually got some drumming on an EVP. Now, when I say drumming, I don't mean like a rock band. More like a pump, almost like a war drum. And which is odd because that's twice I've ever heard something like that. The first time was in just outside of Marion, Indiana, a place called Mississinawa, Battle of 1812. French Indian War going on, or the Americans, and huge battlefield, open ground, war drums. Promise you, war drums. And I have one person who heard it, who's who's a big skeptic, and would verify that they heard war drums, and that is my wife.
Interesting. Blake Wasted Sanity said Okie Finoki is also part of Salamone.
It is.
Yeah. Interesting. Now, Okie Finoki was I went there a few years ago now. I went on a boat, and it was there was a ranger, and the ranger takes you on a boat, and it's like a canoe, and it goes through, and all of these alligators would just be coming up to the boat. You know, he'd have a rifle, of course, but it was there that the story he told me a story saying that in the Bermuda Triangle there was a squadron of fighters that disappeared.
Yes, World War II fighters. Yes.
Now, he said to me, he said, "Do you know what, Phil?" He said, "They actually landed here." He said, "They crashed here. And it's so big, that swamp is. It's called Okefenokee, is native for trembling earth. That's what it
Right.
means. And they actually got swallowed up by the swamp. And the pilots are meant to still be seen there on occasions.
That would probably be, for me, that would be scary but amazing, because I'm a huge
Mm.
World War II buff. So that,
Yeah.
yes, the Bermuda
Yeah.
Triangle is yes.
Yeah. Fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. Yeah, I know that is a cool swamp. I like that place.
Swamp.
No, the swamps are really they got. I tell you
I
what.
was just being literal. The idea of having a cool swamp.
Yeah.
Did you say idea? Is that how you said that?
The what?
Say that again.
It's the
Ideal.
cool idea. Cool
Okay.
idea.
I thought you said idea.
Idea.
I
Might
don't
have
care.
been a slight bit of accent coming out. I
Listen,
use it
you
every
keep
so
your
often.
accent. I love your guys' accent. I don't know. I
I've
can
got
say
a
that.
mixture of dialects in my accent. I was listening back to one of the podcasts and I could hear a little bit of Welsh lilt, a little bit of Midlands, a little bit of here, there, and everywhere.
There's
But yeah,
nothing
so
wrong with that.
sometimes I say words a bit funny if I'm not
Yeah,
focused.
Scott, do I come across as being a little bit Dick Van Dyke? You know, cool, blimey, Mary Poppins. Do I come across?
Oh
like
my God, you do.
that?
Oh, dear.
Oh, Mary Poppins.
Yeah, cool, blimey.
That is awesome. You know, and
yeah, I know.
so I gotta ask
Incredible,
you
isn't it?
two. Can I ask you two a question? When you have
Yeah.
somebody come on your podcast, do you guys ever think, please just let me understand what they're saying, please? Because listen, and I'm not saying anything bad. I love that I understand, but I'm always afraid, like, to be on somebody else's podcast from overseas and go, what
Mary,
they say?
I can't always understand Mary. She's the more podcasts she's doing, because she's Netherlands, and it's
Yeah.
like the more podcasts she's doing, her English is getting better.
It is so getting much better.
Yeah, but when she first started doing it, and I interviewed her a year or two ago with Kerry, I struggled to understand what she was saying, and I felt really bad because she'd sort of say something funny, and I'd be like, you know, and then I feel really awful because I'd realise after a bit, I'd be like, can you just explain that again a minute? But yeah, so yeah, it is that because I'm a little bit worried about our, because we're being interviewed by Ravens Paranormal, not too far away, are we? And I was a bit worried that I wouldn't be able to understand them.
I want to watch
enough.
that show just so I can listen to you guys talk, converse back and forth, and I go, huh? What?
Yeah, I'm just sort of like,
because I've had that done. Like
Yeah.
Lois Pato, who is from Scotland.
oh, Scotland. If they come from certain areas of
I'm
Scotland,
like, what?
yeah,
What are you
it's
talking
hard.
about? What was that question? So I appreciate everybody so much. You have no idea.
Yeah. I where I used to work in a hotel, we had a guy from Scotland come down quite regularly, and it always used to take me about 10 minutes of him talking to me before I clicked into what he was saying. And after a while, he used to get angry with me because I used to keep asking him to repeat it because I literally couldn't understand what he was saying. And he couldn't understand why I couldn't understand because I had a good conversation with him the time before. But my brain was like, I don't understand this. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, I get it now. I understand.
Okay.
But it takes a while.
Well, it's not just me.
No, it's not just you. Because that's what worries me sometimes. And it's like, because since I got older, my hearing's not so great either. So it's like a combination of, did I hear that correctly? Am I taking it too literally, or did they actually say what I thought they said? And can I understand their accent? I mean, yeah. Yeah, no, it's not just you.
It's all right, Dragonborn. I'll talk to you. You can join. I love the accents. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, Bless. Yeah. Well, I mean, we're coming up to 2.5 hours now.
Wow.
Scott,
Yes, sir.
yeah, you know, same. I would like to have you back if that's okay, because we've only really touched the surface on a few things.
Dude,
There's
I
a
would
few things I want to ask you.
absolutely love to come back on. Absolutely.
Oh, cool.
And
All right,
anytime you would love to have me on. And vice versa. I'm going to have you guys on. But you're going to have to talk some about my topics.
Yeah.
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 If
No,
it
that'd
says
be really
anything
cool.
about Bigfoot, run.
Listen,
Yeah.
I know it'll be in another show, but my podcast is all about pushing the limits and pushing the topics. You know,
Mhm.
I want to push the boundaries in the paranormal. We want to talk about the things most people don't want to talk about. That's why I love it. That is why I love it. Okay, and I like making people laugh. I really do. But with my co-host, Tim Kohler, who has that dream intelligence, it's absolutely amazing, you know. And if you did, I'm just letting you all know right now, if you do something dumb and I find out, you're going to be my paranormal jackass of the week.
Okay,
That's
so
true.
people watching this, okay, this is the Paranormal Jackass, all right, Scott's YouTube, and look, it's good for all the communities, okay, to be less fractured, you know, sort of all come together a bit more. I say, because what we're dealing with, you know, I think is from a sort of a central origin. So show the love to the channel, okay? I've subscribed, and show Scott some love on the channel, because it's a great channel. His videos, if anything, are really funny as well. You know, he's got a good sense of humor. So I want to show you that one. So go ahead, sub, like, and share it out. Also, I've got another one I want to show you is Facebook. I'm just going to get that up while I've got the opportunity. Let me have a look. I will get it.
Did I say how amazing you guys really are?
Oh, that's not me.
I know
That's
I'm
me.
amazing.
No, honestly.
I don't know about Phil.
No, I'm awful.
Listen, Phil is amazing. Like yeah. I've been on some podcasts and I'm not taking anything but anybody. Like I absolutely love Mary and Shane. But man, this is
I got to show. I got to play you this. This is funny. I found this funny. Hang on for a minute.
Yeah, you okay.
Hey, Dad, what are you doing?
I'm gonna eat these Hostess snowballs.
Yeah, I heard that was your favorite part of a snowman.
Yeah, I watched that a few times when he first put it on Facebook.
Yeah, that tickled me. That just tickled me. Yeah, favorite part. So yeah, just show the love. Go and follow on. He's also got a subscription as well, which is peanuts to you know, for what you get. So you know, you get a lot of you get the personal treatment of Scott with his subscription. So but it's absolute peanuts. So, you know, just go for it. You know.
Thank you, kind
yeah. And other than that, is there anything else you'd like to share before we wrap it up, Scott?
Well, if you're from America, every Thursday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time, join me on the Paranormal Jackass with my co-host Tim Kohler, and we promise to make you laugh, and we'd love to have you guys in and just talk to us. We love it when you guys communicate in the chat. Tell us what you think, what you like, don't like. I mean, I don't really care, but you know, no, we do. We love when people come in and just talk to us, and we love to hear your theories and stuff. So every Thursday night, like I said, 7 p.m. Eastern time, United States time. And yeah, other than that, I want to thank the both of you for an amazing show and having me on.
Scott.
Like,
always a pleasure.
This is, my mind is blown.
You're a lovely man, Scott. I haven't met you before, and honestly, you're a lovely man. You know, 100%. Yeah, I like you. You're right.
And I appreciate you guys so very much.
Yeah, no, thanks, Scott.
Natalie, anything you want to say before we go?
No, thank you for all the love.
I hope you
It's
have a really good night tonight. Hope you have a
I
lovely
hope so.
night.
I'm just looking at the time. It shuts at 3, so I should be able to get 2 or 3 hours of dancing in at least. Because
Okay,
it's 40
all right.
minutes
Well,
from here.
we'll wrap up.
Yeah, I need
Before
to.
we go, I just want to quickly say to everyone at home as well, Tuesday, keep tuned on YouTube. I'm going to be streaming from 10 p.m. at night UK time. It's going to be a 14th century haunted inn with the GAPS team. Okay, so I'm going to be expecting as an awful lot of stories, accounts, and sightings going on in this is very, very old pub. All right, so and I'm going to be digging myself into all the little cracks and crevices and all the dark, spooky parts of this place. Okay, with my camera and my head torch. So just stay tuned. It's going to be a long one. I think we got it for all night. So I'm going to be out and about in that pub with the GAPS team. So please join me, tune in, and say hi in the comments. Scott, thank you very much indeed for coming on. Do appreciate it. Natalie, brilliant. It's been a great show, isn't it, Natalie?
Yeah, thank you. Thanks.
Thank you all so much.
Okay. Right.